Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I was in the kitchen. Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. How are you? Well, let's do what we do. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Sometimes when you just take a deep breath, it allows you to get centered. It brings you back into the moment. It takes you out of your head. And for us, it continuously reminds us that we are blessed. We are empowered by some presence and energy that keeps breath breathing through us. So, in the midst of all that may be going on, I always want to bring you back to your breath. How are you, my dear? I am well. Naraje? I wanted to hop on today, though, and remind you, in spite of what's going on in the world, to grab your joy. Because there's so much going on. I can't remember. I was looking at a country the other day, and it was just amazing. I looked at the country and I thought, how do they get all the people in one center area in the town? But then when they panned out, people were all around the town for this election that had happened, and they were 1,000% sure that the president had basically hijacked the election. And it was just amazing to look at all of these people coming together. And I realized on the entire planet, in all kind of pockets of the world, people are standing up, claiming what they want more than they ever have. And it's happening consistently. It's been going on since March of 2020. It's really been going on probably for like the last 200, 300 years, that every 5 or 6 years, there's something that comes to jar us, to shake us, to wake us up. In spite of all that, though, in spite of what's happening in other countries, what's happening in the United States, what's happening in Spain, it still is a time for each of us to grab some joy. And I want you to grab some joy. It's easy to be frustrated. It's easy to be in fear. It's easy to worry. It's easy to do that, oh my God. That's easy. What about having your joy in the midst of it? What about claiming some joy for you in the midst of it? You know, your joy is not going to come from the government. I don't think the government's too concerned about our joy when you think about it. The joy has to be something that we're concerned about. The joy has to be something that we're wanting for ourselves and believe we deserve and should have. So I just stopped by today on Friday Fun to tell you your fun is to grab your joy. I mean, I know there's so much pressing upon us. There's so much in all kind of countries and places around homelessness, around abuse, around racism, about greediness, around the politics. The political arena is so janky. What else can I say about it? Across all the countries. So all that is going on, and it will continue to go on. It'll stop, and then life will go on a new way, and it'll come back around in another circle. You know, life is cyclical, right? So what I want to remind you to do today is grab your joy. Grab your joy. So because you can get inundated with so much, because we're trying to figure out if kids are going to go to school, numbers are dropping in some places, numbers are rising in other places, people do wear masks, people don't wear masks. That's just the narrative. I wanted to give you something different today, and for you to stop for a moment and ask yourself, how much joy can you bring into your life for yourself and your family? I know you could not have a place to live right now. I know you may be struggling with where you're going to have your next meal, your next food, but worry won't get you there. At least if you're in a mindset and energy of joy, you don't know what you might attract to you. You don't know, your smile might allow someone to say, hey, how can I help you? How can I support you? It opens you up, it lifts your vibration, and allows people like us who say, how do you need help? Let us know, put it in the chat or put it in the Facebook group or whatever, and we'll support as best we can. So one of the first things I want you to do, like 5 or 6 tips, is stop waiting to be happy. There is nothing that comes, there's no pill that they give us, there's nothing really outside of us that can be done that brings us the joy that's already there inside of us. Just because you're here on the planet, you have people that you love, people who love you, including the people you fuss and fight with. You love them. That's just the way we do it. That's the way we show our love. Stop waiting to be happy. And stop thinking that you can't be happy in the midst of the storm. There are moments that will come that I want you to grab them and hold on to them. If it's a new baby being born, if it's a new love that comes into your life, if it's a new job opportunity, maybe it's a relationship that's even ending. But I want you to grab the joy in that moment. We have such a tendency in media programs us so much to look at what's not working, what didn't happen, what's bad, what's terrible. It's almost like it wants to keep you in fear. Stay in fear. Don't be happy. Don't be at peace. Oh no, stay in fear while we manipulate stuff over here. I want you in peace and I want you in joy. So stop waiting for happy to like show up at your door, at your home, your house, whatever. You get to decide you're happy. And you could just be happy because the sun came up. You could just be happy because you got a good night's sleep for once. You could just be happy because you ate your favorite food or someone cooked a meal for you. You could be happy because you hadn't seen someone in a long time and you both had your mask on and you just gave each other a hug because. So you can find things to trigger happy within you, even in the midst of everything that's going on. Next thing, release the worry. Where has it gotten you? It didn't get me anywhere. So from my life and my journey, it never got me anywhere. I was going around. There was a song when I was growing up called Going in Circles, just going around and around and around with worry. How am I going to do this? How am I going to make that happen? What's going to happen here? Is this person going to get killed? Are the police going to do this? Are they going to shoot this person? Is this person going to get murdered? Who can live with that level of stress and worry every single moment of every day? And I know in some countries who may hear this, you may be doing just that. But I also know that when you get home in your small places that you may be living in, even with all that bombing or whatever may be going around you, the fact that you have those loved ones in there and they're safe with you allows you to release it. So release the worry. Instead, write down everything you're worried about. Get it out your head, write it down on a piece of paper, look at it, and then begin to put 1, 2, 3 under each one and what actions you can take. Okay? And maybe that will bring you even some joy or release some of the tightness of worry. Next, do what makes you smile. Is there anything that makes you smile? You'll have to look for yourself. Everything makes me smile. I looked up at the sky the other day and it was magnificently clear because we weren't driving our cars. I had the biggest smile on my face. I was like, wow. When I walked this morning, I walk every morning 3.5 miles around the Rose Bowl. There's people, older men that I see walking all the time. I smile every time I see them. They smile when they see me. I don't know them. I don't know what their life is, their journey is, but in that moment, they're willing to say, I'll smile. We'll share a smile. Do what makes you smile. If it's taking a water hose and sprinkling your children with it and they're fully dressed and it shocks them and surprises them, it'll make you smile. They may be upset about it, but you can smile. So smile. We don't have to go through this, gritting our teeth and barely holding on in a constant state of, oh my God. You don't have to, even in the storm. The next thing, shift your focus. Shift your focus. In most countries, there's so much political stuff going on that it has some of our attention to some degree. But what else could you give your attention to? A friend of mine, I don't know what she did. I guess she went to the Home Depot or somewhere. Anyway, she created these pods. And so she now has this garden in the backyard where she has her tomatoes coming up and her lettuce coming up. Shift your focus. Get out of the news stream, get out of the struggle, get out of the problems, get out of all of what we are having to, well, at least media bombards us with on a regular basis. And be willing to shift to something else. Just turn your position. Sit in another place in the house or wherever it is that you live. But shift. You have to shift your focus. Because no one can shift it for you. The other thing is, I need you to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Not taking yourself isn't going to help anything on this journey. I need you to eat. I need you to exercise. I need you to breathe deeply. I need you to do your prayers, your meditations, your dancing, whatever it is that moves you closer to an infinite power and presence. Those are the things that I want you to do. Ladies, take your bath. Stop drinking all the coffee. I guess unless you're in Europe, then they got some different kind of coffee than our coffee. Stop the smoking. If you're just smoking to be smoking, smoking to smoking. Stop binging on the TV. A Netflix show here or there might be nice. Take care of you. Go for your walks. Go sit outside. Go put your feet on the soil and connect your feet down to, we're on a planet, right? To the planet and grab some of that energy and pull that energy back up through your feet. Go hug a tree if you need to. That is so strong when you hug a tree. It's so you can just kind of rest on them. You just lay there for a moment and get your arms kind of halfway around it. And you just lay there. They feel so strong. And they remind you, what do trees do? They do this. They bend and they bend and they bend, right? The winds come, although I know in California they're burning. But that's not the point. We have fires every summer, but this one is a lot better than it used to be, or worse. But be able to bend with what's happening. You don't have to just stand there straight all the time. Be flexible for yourself. Those are the ways you get to take care of yourself. Take some naps during the day if you can. When did you have time to take a nap? Take care of yourself. Focus on the small things. What are the small things that give you joy? I was walking this morning and talking to a friend of mine, and she had me cracking up. The stuff she was saying was just hilarious. I was like, get off my phone. I'm trying to walk. But it's the small things. You know, my son stayed up till like 2 o'clock last night doing homework. That's like joy for me, because it says to me he's committed, he's motivated to do what needs to be done. So look for the small things. That's just a real big thing, but small things. Because oftentimes we miss the small things. We miss a compliment. We miss a gesture. We miss those kind of things that mean so much right now. And then the last thing, as best you can, move into being positive. If you're surrounded by people that are always negative, they always have something negative to say about you, your family, you know, or they just come, you know, complaining, well, the world is this and this is what's going on. I'm tired of this and I'll be glad when well, we all kind of feel that way, but we're still moving forward. We all kind of tired of it, but we understand the implications of the possibilities of what could happen for us on the other side of this journey. So we don't need somebody focusing on it all the time to tell us. We just want to step into it and live from that truth. So grab your joy. It's Friday, fun. It is easily 100 degrees in Pasadena. You know, some places it's 107. We're just getting hit with everything. And you know what? We're big enough. We're strong enough. The collective of us are magnificent enough to make it through to the other side, to the possibilities that we hold for our countries, for our communities, for our clans, for our family. That's a CALN. For our clans, you know, there's communities in the mountains, they have clans. That's what I'm talking about. You know, in the Aborigine mountains, those places, that's what I'm talking about. Don't get it confused. Our communities, our clans, our immediate families, and the people we look at every single day in our lives. Grab your joy. Take good care. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. You need help, ask for it. Look for the resources. There's so much change happening so fast. Talk to other people and see what they find out that you may need to know. Don't live in them isolation thinking it's going to all come to you. No, we have to look for it. We have to make it happen for ourselves in some amazing ways. Okay? So grab your joy. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.